You guys, I figured out the secret to meeting dudes. Go to a nice bar and just sit at the bar alone.
Bestie, men aren't supposed to be your leaders, they're supposed to be your soldiers. Men are supposed to provide you with whatever it is you need.
How to get guys to approach you at the bar, because listen, it is so much more about your
If modern women truly desire men's attention, the first step is to be able to change.
It's official. There are no more actual real good men in the city of Toronto.
You can get any guy you want using the mirror method.
No, because let's actually talk about it, because it's not just Illinois. The dating scene is trash anywhere you go.
If you want to get a guy to come...
If you want a man that badly, how about doing the approaching yourselves, ladies? Kindly subscribe to the channel, as it is our sole form of support. Thank you.
Okay, to answer the question of where to find them, I kid you not, Monday nights at the bar. Monday nights at the bar. Monday nights at the bar. I can get into specifics, and of course there's other options, like there's conferences, there are golf courses, there's Whole Foods. Whole Foods is like a number one. Like there's a lot of places, but the number one suggestion I would give is Monday night at the bar. A high-end bar, not the hood bars, a high-end bar.
You guys, I figured out the secret to meeting dudes. Go to a nice bar and just sit at the bar alone. If you look good, I promise you will get approached. I never realized how many men go to the bar alone until I went to the bar alone. There's a lot of dudes just sitting there. And yeah, obviously some of them are weird, but some of them are not weird. I was at a really nice bar waiting for my friends to get there, and I ended up being there alone for like 2 hours. Don't ask. I get approached by one guy immediately. He buys me a drink. He leaves. I wasn't really interested anyway. Immediately, another guy comes and sits in his spot and buys me a drink. And that guy was cool. It was more like friend vibes, but like the odds are in your favor if you do this. Obviously, be careful and use your judgment, but that shit works.
I go to the bar alone and no one talks to me. But if I do this and don't get approached, I'm gonna cry on the way home. I need advice on what days and around what times and what kind of bars we talking. I want to try this little experiment. This is dating on easy mode for women, but these women don't even need to go through all this trouble to get a guy. Just a hi and a smile will do. This method is proving to be difficult for some women because most of them have complained they aren't pretty enough. If they really want boyfriends, they can do the approaching themselves. They're more likely to succeed anyway.
This is a question for the men. I just want to know, like, how can some men literally, like, just straight up lie, like, just straight up completely lie and make you think that you're the only person and you're the only one, and that they're crazy about you and that you're literally perfect, only to get played, only to find out that they're just with everybody else. You're not the only one.
The old school date and attraction is gone. I'm old school, but women do this 24/7. How can some women do the same? I am on a massive healing journey because of her. It goes both ways. Well, the good guys get told we belong in the friend zone. We have learned this from a majority of women. There really isn't any answer that will ever validate that behavior. But again, that's something that's happening to both men and women right now. Matter of fact, some men are actually wondering, how can some women do the same thing and think it's okay? Right now, we're living in a world of hurt in the dating market, and women are doing it way worse than men now, considering the fact that they're dating multiple people at the same time. But that kind of behavior don't apply to all men. Some of them want to actually get in real relationships. They just don't know who to trust anymore because the dating scene is just crazy.
My problem is that I hate men, you know? But like, I love men. But like, I hate men. But like, I love men.
I am so fed up with this new generation of men. They literally don't want to get you no flowers. They don't want to take you on no dates. All they want to do is ask you what you doing all day long and tell you lies. Like, I'm over it.
They don't take modern women on dates anymore because all they're looking for is a sponsor. And if men aren't taking women out on dates anymore, it's likely because they've been burned in the past. Women want everything without having to prove they're worth it. For a man, dating a woman is like an investment. Why would he go out of his way to do all of these things when he's not sure of who you really are and your intentions? And we've seen it multiple times when a man treats a woman right. She usually gets bored of you and go with the players, basically drawing away from you. These women complain about the guy that they want not taking them on dates, not the good guys.
Okay, the best way to get any guy's attention at a bar is this. And I was voted biggest flirt in high school, so I feel like I kind of know what I'm talking about. Go have fun. Be at a bar and genuinely be having fun. Your girlfriends, take the shots, live, laugh, love. Just be enjoying yourself. Guys pick up when girls are having fun authentically versus when you're there, like sipping on your tequila sodas, wondering if anyone's going to come talk to you. Well, obviously someone's going to come talk to you. You guys are hot. You're beautiful. Like, it's fine. But if you're giving out the energy, like you're just waiting for like someone to come and make a move, I swear it's like repellent and no one wants that energy. Like, people can feel each other's energy. So go out this weekend, have fun, flirt, dance, take tequila shots, whatever it may be in the moment. And I swear it'll be your secret charm.
Hey ladies, I cracked the code and I finally figured out where to meet men. And it wasn't Target or Home Depot or Lowe's or Trader Joe's. The car wash. Oh, don't worry if you don't have a car. You can just go into like that little store and buy a snack and maybe meet a snack.
It's not until you get to the age that they're at that you realize what a gap it is. Some people argue that, you know, you're an adult, you know what you're doing, you can make your own decisions. But I didn't have enough life experience to know better. And now that I am like the age that a couple of the guys that I dated, I find it a little disturbing. I think because I question the mental maturity, like where was he at that he was able to, it's not just you tolerate someone that's younger, that you actually connect with someone that's that young.
Like, I can make my own money and I can pay my own bills and I can raise my own kids. I can buy myself flowers. You know, I can pleasure myself and hit the spot every single freaking time. So, like, I just want to know what men mean when they say, what do you bring to the table? Like, well, what do you bring to the table? What are you doing for me? How are you making my life better?
All men want is peace, love, and support. They essentially want to be loved for who they are rather than what they can provide. And here's the problem. All of the things that you just listed that you don't need from a man that you can do yourself, they're all things that are outside of just loving him for who he is as a person, right? You're talking about all things that he would physically provide to you. He doesn't want those things to be the sole reason why you're in a relationship with him. And so he doesn't expect those items to be provided by you. He cares about what you can provide emotionally. Are you going to be his peace? Are you going to provide him love? Are you going to mentally, emotionally support him?
I must go to America to protect her.
If women are happy to do things for themselves, happy for you. Most men want love and give love, support, and be supported. At this point, this woman should date herself. But I'm still confused on how she said she can raise kids by herself when she needs a man to help bring that baby to life. She definitely will be part of that statistic in 2030, where 45% of women will be single and alone with cats. These women are so upset at men, and yet they can't stop talking about them. It's really an obsession at this point. And the simple truth is, most women treat the relationship like it's a transaction. What kind of man would be attracted to be with someone like that?
Where do I find all these successful men to have dates with? So I'm single since 9 months, and yesterday it's been my 50th first date. Mostly these guys, they're entrepreneurs, CEOs, high position finance guys, like really cool, interesting, ambitious men. Where do I find them? I'll be honest, I'm not good in like meeting people offline. I'm workaholic, I have 2 businesses. When I'm on events, I'm focused on events. Like, I do not even notice if men look on me or not. So dating apps is my choice. I use Bumble, Hinge, and Ride. Most of you think that Bumble is for feminine men because men cannot write there first, but it changed. Now you can have a prompt, like an opening phrase, and men can react on that. So they can text you first now. But honestly, Bumble for me is a little bit on level of Tinder because people do not put too much effort on making their bios there, choosing photos. Hinge, so much better. So yeah, Hinge is my choice. And you should just turn on your intuition, read through profiles of men, not go only for looks, and actually try to understand what kind of lifestyle this guy has, what does he do for life, etc. So I wish you luck on that, and you can share your experience where you usually find successful guys, interesting guys to have dates with.
So this woman has been on 51 dates in 9 months and still haven't been able to find a match. What does that tell you exactly? First off, I would say she's not being intentional when she's dating. Second, I would say she's just using guys for free meals. The only thing she was intentional about is finding rich, successful guys to give her a lifestyle she does not deserve while having other guys on the side. That's truly disgusting. And honestly, being on dating apps for men is just a bad idea in itself.
It's official. There are no more actual real good men in the city of Toronto. I'm actually thinking in the entire world, because I just got bamboozled by a Christian man. So I've dated people, you know, from the streets, worldly men, whatever men, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna try dating and talking to Christian men, because I was raised Christian, I'm Christian, it is what it is. Y'all, I just got played by a Christian man. At this point, I might as well start dating a damn dog. They're looking more loyal.
A good man is like a designer bag. They don't stay on the market for long. The women who can recognize and appreciate them early in life are the fortunate ones, securing something rare and valuable. Just like a designer bag, a good man brings quality, reliability, and a sense of security that enhances your life. But much like with those coveted items, if you hesitate too long, someone else will snatch him up, and you'll be left wondering what could have been. Recognizing the worth of a good man early on isn't just about luck. It's about understanding the difference between what's trendy and what truly stands the test of time. Those who see the value in genuine character and commitment are the ones who end up with something truly priceless.
Is it just me, or am I like in the point of my life where like I'm so uninterested in men, but I also want a man so bad? Like I want a man so bad, but I'm so uninterested. Like every man that comes my way, I don't respond, I don't flirt back, I just don't care. Like I don't care to put forth the energy. Like I don't. A nice man has came my way and I still just been like, cool, because I'm good. But then I lay in my bed at night alone and I want a man so bad. So like, what's wrong with me?
You want to know why dating is so hard? It's because when you meet someone, say on a dating app or in public or whatever, they don't know how to plan a date. Like if I have to hear, you let me know, or let's do something sometime, or yeah, I'd love to hang out. No, bro, when? Because I got to put you in my GCal, okay? And I think this is why I get annoyed when men are like, women are so masculine. You just asked me where we're going on our first date, and you want me to act feminine? You just acted feminine. I would love to fall into my femininity. Trust me, okay? I want to act like I don't know how to use the GPS. In fact, I don't even know how to drive, okay? But if you're not in your masculinity, a woman is not going to fall into her femininity. Can you guys try a little harder, please?
I do agree that if you plan a date, then you should follow it through. It's just common courtesy. But generally speaking, once women understand it's not a competition and more about finding a partner, someone you can be yourself with, the world will be a better place.
All I gotta say, if you are dating a man in his 40s and he is divorced, the 3-month rule does not apply. You need a 6-month rule. For them, it's really around the 6-month mark that the mask falls off. That's when you see some crazy shit. Because let me tell you something, do not be fooled. They are the most immature men I have dated. By immature, I mean might all have had personality disorders. Also, if they played a sport, run. If they played any professional sport, run for your fucking life. Pray for us.
What do you want to be for Halloween? Yours? I would like to be yours.
I've had a few people ask me how I approach guys at bars. This is what I do. First, I look out for 2 things. I look to make sure that they are not in a relationship, or at least from what I can see. If they came with a girl, maybe. If they are interacting with girls outside their friend group, that usually means that they're single, but you never know. The other thing I look for is to see if they're like having a good time. if they're like having fun and like dancing and stuff like that, I like those kind of guys. So that's another green light for me to approach them. And then so to approach them, I just kindly walk up to them, and either if they're not looking, I'll tap them, or I'll just say, hey, can I buy you a drink? And usually they're in shock. And then after we get past the shock phase, then they'll respond and be like, yeah, so we'll go up to the bar together, and then we'll start talking, and I'll buy them a drink. And if they don't drink, I'll buy you water or Red Bull, whatever you want, or I'll still talk to you, because it's a good opening line. It's to offer someone something for free. And usually people don't decline that. So that's what I do.
Truthfully, this is what most of these women need to do if they truly desire boyfriends. Just complaining and crying on TikTok won't make the situation better. I'm pretty sure this would make any man's day, simply because they're invisible to about 90% of women, from 18 until death. But these women won't get off their high horse. They just expect the man to notice them and make a move. They keep repeating the same cycle. They go out, no one approach them, and back on TikTok to cry. It doesn't end.
I thought you'd never ask.
Confidence in self, so my subservitude is willing and beautiful. Nurturing your mind, your physical body, nurturing your emotions, love for self first, so that love for you is always constant.
I'm not gonna lie, the dating scene in Chicago is really hard. I think a lot of city boys think they can get away with playing the field rather than trying to step up and be a man. As women, we're always trying to look at new makeup trends, look at new hair, trying to improve ourselves every day at the gym, and like men aren't stepping up to that caliber. You're always dealing with city boys who want you for a short-term relationship. They just don't respect you. You can see it all over their face. You can see it through their actions. We need to step up our standards as women in Chicago and really start being like, I expect you to pay on the first date. I expect you to book a time and place for me on the first date. I expect these things. And the men will learn. Women can set that standard. Stop going for the boys that don't respect you and only want you for one thing. If you're dating in Chicago, I love you. Good luck.
Nah, because you can do all these things for a woman and still get ghosted, friend-zoned, just because another guy looks better than you. Women care about looks more than anything. Change my mind. Every time I show respect, be a gentleman, I get ghosted. Did all the work, paid for everything, traveled to her, planned everything for 3 dates, and got told we can be friends. I just stopped dating in general. I rather focus on myself. I'm tired of going on multiple dates that ends up leading to absolutely nothing, because it's a proven fact that 90% of women in the dating world have a roster. Men got sick of being an option. Are you f***ing kidding? City girls do the exact goddamn same thing. They play the f***ing field. They have a f***ing roster. F***ing hypocrisy, man. Well, the biggest reason dating isn't anything as normal anymore is because of social media. Everyone can be replaced at the tap of a button, and the cycle repeats itself over and over again. And talking about first dates, women love setting expectations, but has an issue when the man does it. Women just make up rules for the guys they friend-zoned and breaks that same exact rule for the guy that they want. A man that's dating today must be very careful, because these women have multiple, and I mean multiple, partners. Do not be another man on that roster.
This is how you're literally gonna make grown men fall in love with you. Guys, I just know how they think, and you can use it to your advantage. Number one, grown men love younger girls because they feel like they are easy to manipulate. It's a known fact that women their age are very firm on their boundaries. They're very confident in themselves, probably gone through a divorce or two. Older men are obsessed with potential. They love a girl who works out, who is very well put together, who has the clean girl and kind of innocent girl look. They are simply attracted to how much life, how much potential you have. It's almost like they're a little bit jealous
and they kind of want to like live vicariously through you. They also love a girl who has the things that they love about older women their age, but who doesn't have the things that they don't love. Meaning you have very classy style, feminine style. You have manners, you have taste, you're cultured, you're educated, but you're not bitter. You're not a wounded feminine who's upset at men. Don't have a lot of trauma from all of your past relationships. Use this however you want to. Before I found my amazing boyfriend, who I hope will be my husband one day, I was dating older guys in their 30s and 40s, and they just know how to treat women. So I'm for it all the way. Stay away from the manipulative ones.
Let's correct that mistake. Grown men do not love younger women because they can manipulate them. Instead, younger women are often more joyful and fun to be around, exuding a sense of liveliness and positivity. This energy can be refreshing and appealing, especially in contrast to older women who may have become more cynical or jaded over time. As people age, they sometimes accumulate life experiences that can lead to bitterness or a more guarded outlook on life. This shift in attitude can make it harder for older women to maintain the same level of openness and enthusiasm they once had, which can, in turn, make them less attractive to some men. Consequently, men may be more drawn to the vibrant and carefree nature of younger women, finding their company more enjoyable and uplifting. What kind of man wants a woman with a lot of trauma and baggages anyway?
You need to be easy to please and hard to get. What this means is, at the beginning, be easygoing. Be agreeable with him. Focus on having fun and enjoying the moment. Don't be overly difficult and demanding. Think about embodying a fountain of positivity, love, light, happiness. What you want is very light, easygoing energy. This energy in a woman is infectious. But at the same time, whilst you're doing this, you don't want to appear too available. Remember, your independence and your allure and your mystery is attractive. So how do you get that balance right? Don't always be available when called. Don't always answer. Bail on a few dates here and there because something just came up. I'm not telling you to play games. This channel is not about playing games. It's about healthy, genuine love. However, the psychology behind it proves that we want the things that are harder to get. Okay? Especially for a man, he enjoys the chase. He wants to chase you. In his mind, he's thinking, yeah, you know what? Of course, there's 12 other people that want to hang out with her because she's so incredible. So I want to chase her even more now because she's in such high demand. Everybody wants her company and I want her company. This is going to keep him captivated and continuing investing in you. And obviously it's going to have him on his knees begging to be with you because now you are hot commodity.
And you wonder why we have this issue in modern dating today. When we have women playing games like this instead of being honest, it just makes men not want to date anymore. What they fail to understand is that real men don't play games. The type of guys that they want will not tolerate such a thing because that man has many options. He can easily replace her. This method will only work on the men that these women don't really see a future with. They just want the thrill of being chased because it makes them feel special. It excites them.
Let's face it, ladies, dating apps are exhausting, so I'm going to share some tips that have worked really well for me in the past for how to get a guy at the bar. Tip number 1, don't make eye contact with anyone. Boys really hate that. It makes them so uncomfortable, so they'll know you're interested in them by how often you're not looking at them, so keep your eyes to yourself. Tip number 2 is you want to make yourself inaccessible. So what I like to do is have my friends create a human wall around me so it's nearly impossible to come up to talk to me. Now I know you're probably thinking like, why would I do this? But men love a challenge, so they'll love this. Tip number 3, and probably the most important one, is the blender. This dance move is just so sexy and so effective. The men absolutely love it. The clip got cut off a little early, but after I did this, so many men came up to talk to me. I wouldn't lie to you. You need to try it out.
Another thing that I would make illegal if I became president for men to do in relationships, if you are in a relationship, you cannot follow Instagram models. girls. Okay, so before you get into a relationship, you have to unfollow them if you were following them in the first place. And
you realize women are the ones posting those things. Let's make it illegal for women to have rosters and backup plans. Oh, but we're not ready for that conversation yet. Is it okay for a woman to be posting photos like that while she's in a relationship for other guys to look at? Because, I mean, that's the part of the problem. Women could just stop posting these photos. If we all, as ladies, wanted, men to stop looking at this stuff, to stop posting. But we're okay with it as long as it's not our man personally, right? Women are okay with it if they're subscribing to their, account, making them money. But it's only a problem when a woman's in a relationship and her man is looking. Why is it that men are always the ones expected to change, but women are just perfectly fine the way they are? Are we going to make it illegal for women to cheat too? Or no? Okay.
You notice it's always an attack on men, instead of holding women accountable for posting their bodies on social media. She'd rather attack the men for interacting with the content, but if women didn't post these images in the first place, there wouldn't be any interactions. It's a classic case of deflecting blame, shifting the focus from the behavior that sparks the issue to the reactions it provokes. What if we made it illegal for women to have side relationships, or illegal to be sexually permissive while dating? How about making it illegal to date multiple men at the same time while leading them on? These ideas highlight the double standards at play.
I don't know when to hear this, but I think there's something wrong with our generation. People just don't want relationships anymore. You meet and you talk and you date for a couple months, but then they always end up leaving. All a girl wants is for you to do all the little things for her, to show her that she's always on your mind and heart.
It's a waste of time and waste of pain. True love does exist, but like lottery prize, it's just not for everyone. When someone breaks up with you and they say you're too good, it's not that you're too good, it's that they won't do the same for you, unfortunately. It's because people have been tricked into believing that perfect exists, but it doesn't. What exists is loving someone for them, flaws and all. It's not people don't want relationships anymore, it's people want the perfect relationship. Instead of investing the time, they just jump to the next. I've always been like this. I put myself out there, put them before me. I've always been the nice guy. We have many things to thank for the destruction of relationships: social media, hookup culture, unrealistic expectations, and more. Most people nowadays don't value the person they have in their lives until that person is gone. Loyalty is rarely a thing these days. With all of these issues combined, it's no wonder why dating is dying down.
Bestie, men aren't supposed to be your leaders, they're supposed to be your soldiers. Men are supposed to provide you with whatever it is you need. Provision, protection, whatever. And in exchange for that provision and protection, he gets to bask in the glory of your light. He also gets his genetic line forwarded into the future. Biologically speaking, women do the most important job for the human race, and men provide what she needs to get that done, whether that's food or shelter or protection or little swimmers. The more you start to embrace and mirror nature, the happier you're going to be. Patriarchal structure is exactly contrary to nature. We were conquered. So take the power back.
A lot of my single friends have been complaining that there is nowhere to meet a man these days. And I mean, if you're looking at the bars, men can already be brutal, but then imagine if they have that liquid courage. I'm scared immediately. The workplace, I don't think you're going to find a Jim and Pam situation in 2024. Most of my friends' coworkers are nearing the age of 60, so unless you want a sugar daddy, the workplace isn't cutting it. So, I said it once, I'll say it again. Trader Joe's. Not only is every employee that works there attractive, nice, and funny, but I'm convinced that they are literally trained to flirt with you. You know damn well if you go into Trader Joe's, you're gonna meet an attractive man. Stop swiping on the dating apps. We know you're not interested in 90% of those people on there solely because of their looks. Let's just be honest. Go find your man, ladies. He's waiting for you at Trader Joe's.
If you've ever struggled to get a man to approach you, do these things. Personally, I've always been a girl to approach a man. As Matthew Hussey says, women have been dropping handkerchiefs for centuries. A man picks it up and he thinks he approached her, but he didn't. But if you're waiting for the guy you like to approach you like the rom-coms, you might get disappointed. But I am going to give you some handkerchief tricks to get him to approach you. Number 1, dress appealingly. I can never stress enough the benefit of dressing up to attract a man. It is 50% of the job, if not 90% of the job. When in doubt, wear a dress. 50% old school classy and 50% sexy never fails. Looking out for quality fabric which exposes your chest, your wrists, and your ankles. And don't forget makeup. Number 2, look out for eye contact. Perfect way to know if a man is attracted to you is if he looks at you for more than 8 seconds. So if he has not looked at you, say he has not even noticed you, you might manipulate the variables by glancing at something past him. If he feels your glance and looks at you, you might take a second to look at him, smile, and look back at what you were looking at. This is a safe way to put yourself on his radar. Number 3, a passing touch. Human beings long for touch. It makes us feel attraction, even if the touch was just for a second. Perhaps touching the man's shoulder for 2 seconds as you say, "Excuse me, what is your drink called? It looks delicious." Look genuinely interested in the drink. He tells you what it is, you say, "Thank you," and completely turn your attention away as you order the same drink and leave him to make the move. Number 4, closing the distance. The trick is to spot the man you're trying to have and sit in the area around him with your body language pointing towards him. This is a way of showing him you are open to being approached. I know you want to flirt with someone across the room. Sometimes creating an open space for him to easily close the gap is a great way to make him make the first move. As you can see, all these tips are a tiny opening as dropping your handkerchief.
I can agree that the handkerchief method worked, but that was a long time ago. We live in a whole new era now. The staring down has potential that I cannot lie about. But the more I hear these women talking about tricks to get men, the more they're exposing themselves about how little they know about men and how simple they are. Most women will find themselves searching for a man for a long time simply because they won't make the first move. Their egos will be the cause of their loneliness.
Instead of using dating apps, I put on a cute outfit, put on some nice perfume, and I'm going to the grocery store. I'm going to the grocery store, okay? And I'm gonna linger in the aisles.
So no one ever talks about being 30 and single. I feel like with me, I think it's harder for me to date now because, you know, I don't want to like waste my time with somebody who's not gonna like put in the same effort that I'm gonna put in. So it's becoming a little bit more hard for me to go out on date. I mean, I don't want to be single my whole life, but you know, I just struggle with it because a lot of the people nowadays, either male and females, you know, they're not always on the same page as you. And some of them, they just, you know, they just want to like mess around even though they're already old enough and, you know, they don't want to settle. And it's like, I think I'm just going to stay single forever then. Because like for myself, I am 30, single, never had kids, never been married. And I don't know if it's how long that's going to stay. Because deep down, I do want to date somebody, you know, I do want to be, you know, I want to have that opportunity, you know, and date someone and, you know, just give love an opportunity. But at the same time, I'm scared. Like, I want to, and then at the same time, I don't. I don't know. I mean, I don't want to stay forever. I don't want to stay single forever either. But it's just hard. It's complicated. The older you get, you set more boundaries. You are more selective in who you want to spend your time with. I don't know. I mean, I know I'm not the only one. I know there's people out there, you know, that they probably have similar mentality as mine. I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I just wanted to talk on the camera, I guess. I don't know if I made any sense, but the point is, dating in your 30s is hard. That's it.
This isn't just something women are dealing with. Good men are facing it too. Dating is getting harder, and it's sad because people who really want to find a partner might end up feeling lonely. As more focus is placed on shallow connections, those seeking real relationships could feel left out and isolated. The rise of casual hookups, encounters, and a lack of commitment is making it tougher for those who crave something meaningful, leaving them feeling more disconnected in a world that's supposed to be more connected than ever. And oh, isn't it shocking, surprising, that even in our modern society, dating remains such a struggle? Well, that's because back then, people actually valued each other at a higher level than we are today. We didn't just get on our phones and swipe to the next when a relationship didn't work out. It just seems like social media, a tool that's meant to help us, is actually hurting our dating life. Or maybe it's just revealing the true colors of some people.
Just remember that only men who are insecure or hollow in their masculinity want to be worshipped. So just keep that in mind when you're dating.
Most women like toxic men, and they will never say that out loud. Not only do they love toxic men, but they love the men that they think that they can change. Women will consistently go after a man thinking that she will be the one to change him, and when she can't, now it's a problem. And the reason that we subconsciously do this is because we have been conditioned into believing that the right man is going to do everything we need and change for us if he loves us. What ends up happening is these women will pick these men thinking that they will change. And side note, we all know that men are not going to be forced to change, so it's already set up to fail. But these women will change these men into someone that they don't even like, or they even love, or they even want to be with. A lot of women live in fantasy land because we have been conditioned into believing that we deserve like this prince and this prince charming, and that it's supposed to be romantic all of the freaking time. So we change these men, and they actually change for us, and some of them don't change fast enough. And these women will change these men and then decide that they don't find them attractive anymore. And the worst part about it is she will actually start to resent him and hate him for the man that he's become without even realizing that the reason he's become that way is because it's what she wanted. The moral of the story is find a woman who doesn't expect you to change, that loves you for exactly who you are, and always stay true to yourself. Okay, bye.
When these women try to change a man that won't change, she's the one that ends up hurt in the end. But the cycle doesn't stop there. It repeats itself. It's only when these women get a little older, then they start to see the value in the men that they once ignored. The good and nice guys are only a last resort to them. They get ready to settle down after they've been broken and damaged so many times. Don't be the guy that's picking up the load.